Hey there, BB fans. I wanted to come in today and give you guys a holla because things in the BB house are stirring up. People are unraveling and it's just getting so stinking good. I don't think we thought that this season was going to be, I thought maybe a big fat stinky poop, but you know what? It's starting to get really good. I don't know who's going to win, obviously. It could turn around, but things are getting exciting. Everybody's talking about Nick and Christy and that whole debacle up on their Taco Tuesday. Good times, love it. Best Taco Tuesday. I mean, I loved it. Okay, so let's talk about that for a second. I just want to pop in and chat with you guys for a little bit before nominations happen tomorrow. Savage says, hey. I think he's terrorizing one of my cats. Hey, Sav. You know what? Can you say hi to BB fans? Hello, BB fans. Hey. Oh, hey. You're looking at the cat. He has one thing on his mind, and that's terrorizing every cat in the house. And I have 5 of them. Okay, I digress. So, you know, Nick comes in, and he just wants to, like, get all kinds of aggressive and act like a complete and utter nincompoop. And so Christy brings him down to the dinner table, and then they ensue this wonderful, amazing, fun fight, okay? I have so many things to say about Nick and a ton of things to say about Christy. So we'll start off with Nick. I think that going into the room and just literally just coming in with so much aggression towards Christy is not... I don't understand. It's not like she confronted him. Now, I know people, you know, Jackson was trying to stir the pot. Mr. Jackson. Oh my gosh. Like, I feel like that dude loves drama. He acts like a woman, like one of the housewives. He was just loving it. I felt like he wanted to sit there with his popcorn. Now, I sound like a hypocrite because obviously we like that. But he's playing BB. He's up in that BB. Okay, and how does this help his game at all? It doesn't. I mean, I guess it takes a little bit of a target off of his back and puts it on Nick, and it puts it on Christy, and it gives him a little bit of time. So I guess that's why he's going to sit there and love that. And if that's the case, well then, okay, Jackson, that's great. But I don't know. I don't understand why he's doing this. He wants Christy to be in the hot seat so everybody will vote her out of the house. But you know what ended up happening with that? His nomination goes to Christy, right? He wants Christy out. Well, now, because he was stirring the pot, again, you don't know how people are going to act. It can literally backfire in your face. Now Nick is the target. Like, I kind of feel like Nick put a target on his back, and if he didn't, well, I am going to be really frustrated with Cliff Nicole, for example. Okay? Because there was nothing what Nick did that was good. Not one. I'm sorry. And I feel bad if you don't agree with me, but I do not... Okay. But anyways, with Nick, it's not good for his game to just jump in there and do that because, again, Christy actually did really well. I'm not saying that she was telling truths, okay? But she handled that fairly well. I was actually very proud of her. She kept her cool. Obviously, she was talking over him. What else do you expect? Nick should have known that, okay? He's a therapist. He should read her by now. Okay? So, anyways, if it were me, I would have been shaken. Like, I shake. Like, when people come at me like that, I don't like that. I don't know what to do. And I try to keep my calm, but I cannot be as cool as Christy. Christy was cool. I thought she did a really good job. Anyways, so, you know, Nick saying cuz and bro. I'm looking at my notes so I can stay on track, you guys, because I ramble, actually. But hopefully I make semi-sense when I ramble, like I'm rambling right now. But anyways, you know, Nick was saying cuz and bro and all this stuff to Christy. Like, I find that weird to talk to a woman like that. So please, people, when you're watching BB right now and you're watching online, I know a lot of people, like there's a ton of people that think Nick is a disgusting creature, okay? And that... there's just so many things I could say. I don't say a lot about Nick, really, to be honest with you, because I kind of get sick to my stomach, to be perfectly honest, when I think about him. But, this is a perfect example of disrespect for a woman. The way that he's just talking to her. He's not even talking to her how you would talk to a woman. First of all, he's cursing. Second of all, he's saying cuz and bro. Like, that's something, like, if you're going to argue with a dude, that makes sense. But you're arguing with a woman. Wouldn't you have a different tactic when you're arguing with a woman? Especially not being quite so aggressive and foul and disgusting. Ugh. you know what he's doing is he's just ruining his reputation as a therapist, because there's nothing about his personality that is caring, loving, understanding, calm. He's not even playing this game. I actually thought he was going to do a good job at this game because he was a therapist. And now he's just ruining himself. You are ruining yourself, Nick. I'm pretty sure you're already ruined. I didn't want to say this, because I never want to like affect anybody's job. But like at this point, this guy is just wild and crazy to me. He's just wild. Ew. It's just like poop equals Nick. Nick equals poop. Let's see here. Oh, okay, I wrote down here Jack and Jackson. He would not talk to Jack and Jackson like that. The way that he was coming at Christy, he was all frustrated with her. Now, let's say that it was Jack or Jackson in that spot. There is no way. There is no way, and you guys all know it. He would not talk to those men that way, because they, in my opinion, act. I'm not saying that they are, okay? They put on the, I'm better than you, Nick. I mean, it's even those, like, vibes that I'm getting. And Nick, either that or Nick feels inferior to them, and that's why he's always kissing their butt. Always. Ugh. Gross. But Nick should know as a therapist that, when you go over the top like that, you look guilty. You look like you're defending yourself. You're getting so defensive. And if I was Cliff and Nicole, I'd be sitting there going, I'd be smiling and or sitting there just listening, which is what they were doing. But like in the back of my mind, I would be thinking, with Nick. Whatever I thought before, now. And I don't know, I'm not like glued to the live feed, so maybe you guys can let me know. But I don't know if you're starting to see a glimpse of them maybe doing the something that makes you go, or what? Jeez. But Christy, complimenting him was really making me nauseous. But I think that if that's her game tactic, then I really like that, Christy. I do. But I think it's so funny because she says, your game is sick. In a whole other way, I think his game is sick, okay? Blech. Anyways, she meant it in a compliment, but I would not. Okay. I don't think Nick's game is good. I mean, I guess he did before this possibly have people snowed. It was really cool how Christy was like calling everybody out, basically, or calling Nick out by saying, hey, would this person feel like you would take them to the end, basically? Would this person feel safe with their game with you? And it was basically naming everybody in the house except for Jessica. So I love that. She picked a lot of great tactics, and that's why I'm saying she kept her cool. When someone's coming at you in the way that he was going at her, like I said, my blood would be boiling. I mean, even if if I was honest and sincere and I knew that everything that he was saying was wrong, I don't like that. I don't like when people come at me like that. It makes me uncomfortable. It rattles me. And I mean, how many of you feel that way? That's what I'm saying. He is not a good person, because he can make a choice at that point. He can say, I can come with her at aggression, or I can talk to her like a man. But Nick ain't a man. And that's disturbing when you're a therapist. So he needs to do some legit reflecting in his actual life, this dude. Gross. Listen, I despise Jackson, but boy, Nick, he doesn't even deserve a thought. But I'm talking about this because this was gnarly. I freaking loved this thing. I was like, let's get heated up. Let's go. I've been praying for this. Thank you, Jesus. So, but another thing, if you study psychology and stuff, if you know that someone rattles their mouth nonstop and never lets you get a word in edgewise, why the hey would you pick a fight with them? You're not going to win. Because I felt like Christy was doing some very interesting things. She was kind of distracting from things. She was trying to give him a compliment. I mean, if it were me, I'd be like, hey, what? I don't know how, what? I wouldn't know how to respond back to her because she would get me rattled. So why pick a fight with someone like that? What kind of tactic would you use, Nick? Use your therapy, your psychology study. I'm sure with each individual, you would have a different tactic, no? There was no reason for him to go off other than he was mad and he's egotistical. Come on, let's be real. That's the reason why he jumped in that room and he said something. Because you know what? Guess what? If Cliff and Nicole are smart, they would say, you know what? There might be some truth to what Christy is saying. Because why would Nick just run in that room and start a fight with her if he wasn't guilty? Guilty! I have to leave my notes here. Oh, and Christy then, see, this is the reason why I like Christy, because then she pointed out that he was screaming and it wasn't looking good for his game. I loved that. I love that. Say what you want to say about Christy, but see, now, no one else is playing their game that way, okay? You gotta give credit where credit is due. And again, her pointing out where, you know, how all the people feel like they're safe around Nick. I mean, that is alarming. Who is he really true to? Oh, but good job, Christy. Good on you. And she also said something about Annalise. She was like, hey, Annalise, you know, don't you agree? Or something along those lines. She asked Annalise a question so that she could kind of have her back. And Annalise was like, I'm not saying anything. Now, I find that funny because when she's talking bad about other people that she doesn't like, and Christy's supposed to be her BFF, and you don't have her back, you're just going to sit there and not say anything. But all the other times when they're up there in the HOH, when Jack was there and they were slamming the door in Nicole's face, let me tell you a little something. And the whole Bella debacle, Annalise had a lot to say. And she was making, again, like when Sean and I were talking in our last video about bullies. Okay, she talks the talk, but she doesn't walk the walk. When it's time for her to stand up for something, what does Annalise stand up for? Nada. That is that girl. And I promise you, you guys, it's not because she's adorable. I will say, Annalise is adorable and cute and absolutely beautiful. I wish I had her gorgeous good looks. But everything else about Annalise is a big fat piece of poop. I know. Go home, Annalise. So, you know, I'm almost done here, but I just wanted to say that, you know, all in all, I've had a very hard time trying to articulate what I really like about Christy. And now what's going on in the game, her actual gameplay is the reason why I like Christy. She's tenacious and she will fight for things that she wants. And I freaking love that. I have watched Big Brother since the very, very beginning. Not going back like when it actually started. I watched Big Brother, and there was a point in my life where I thought I wanted to be on Big Brother, but hey, I know my strengths, and I don't think that I would do well. So I can tell how everybody else should play the game, but I don't know. I'm 45, so if I think that ship has sailed, but I've had a lot of fun in my life. I don't regret it one bit. However, back to the story. Again, I'm pulling a cat, rambling. So. That's why I love Christy. She loves Big Brother. She does, and she is fighting for her game, whether she plays it sneakily and kind of like a liar game. Okay, you know what? I'm sorry. We all know this cast of people, and she's one of them, I know, are just really cuckoo nuts. I don't know. I mean, I would have a very hard time trying to move myself around this game. I really, really, really would. And I'm a nice girl, so I would want to be up there with Nicole, but it's really hard to be nice in this game. Anyway, I digress. Another thing that I absolutely loved, and I don't know what we'll see for tomorrow's game, but what is so fascinating is that this little fight that Nick pulled is actually showing Jackson, if Jackson's smart enough, that when Christy he thought was his main, threat, maybe now it's actually Nick because of the way that Nick acted and how he comes across so very dishonest. I don't know. But at least no matter what, if these guys are smart, whoops. If these guys are smart, they'll realize that there is a little bit of a point that Christy's trying to make up there in that Taco Tuesday conversation. So maybe even if Nick doesn't become like a threat to Jackson, he's showing a lot of his true colors. And so maybe he will become the next target, the next threat. Who knows? I think that Nick hurt his game. What do you guys think? Do you think he hurt his game when he pulled that little Taco Tuesday debacle? Let me know. I would absolutely love to know. One of the things that I was thinking coming up here this Thursday, what do you guys think? Name everybody. Jess, I'm going to go out on a limb and take a gamble. Jess is going to vote for Christy to stay. Cliff is going to vote for Christy to stay. And if he votes for Christy, let's hope Nicole will do the same. Okay? Nick will vote for Annalise, and then if Christy is as savvy as I pray for her to be, then Holly will vote for her to stay, and let's pray Tommy has not yet turned on her. For the most part, I'm pretty sure Tommy will go with the house if this is what they choose to do, and Christy freaking stays. And that little spoiled brat, Annalise, can just go home. And now we can start seeing some legit gameplay up in this house. Let me know what you guys think about my predictions. I'm going to gamble. I am legit gonna gamble. And when I see you guys on Sunday, we'll see what happens, okay? But the one thing that I'm a little concerned about before I head out the door is Christy now is more than likely, if she stays, gonna have to make a commitment to Jackson. And that's when things get out of control in this game. You have to align yourself with someone you might not respect. I mean, you have to do it if you want to get to the end, right? But what makes me so sad is that Nicole or Cliff or one of our lovelies, good soul humans, are going to have to go home. Cuckoo to the cray, cray, cray. All right, you guys. Well, I'm out. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. This is our first year doing BB, and it's hard for us to get as many videos out as everyone else because our lifestyle is very different. But we appreciate you taking the time to watch us newbies. I know Sean isn't here, but he is in spirit. All right, you guys. See you Sunday.